Hello and welcome to your next video lecture in Marketing 221. Today we are going to finish up with Chapter 2. I think at Chapter 2 we left off at Competitive Advantage. We've probably got about 10 more slides in Chapter 2, and then we're going to go into Chapter 3, Ethics and Ethical Decision Making. I'm going to actually split this video up into 3 parts, because I don't want you to have to watch an hour or an hour and a half of these videos. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to split it up into 3 parts. The first part is going to be the end of Chapter 2. And then I'm going to send you the URL for that. Then I'm going to do another introduction, and I'm going to introduce Chapter 3. That'll be about 20 minutes also. I'm going to then send you the URL for that. And then finally, I will do the end of Chapter 3, which will be another 20 minutes. So all in all, the videos will be about an hour, maybe a little bit more. 20 minutes to 25 minutes per video. At the end of every video, there will be a couple of discussion questions. Please answer those discussion questions, type them up, and hand them to me when we see each other, either on Tuesday for the Tuesday class or Thursday for the Thursday class. So again, after each video lecture, the last slide, there will be discussion questions, video discussion questions. Couple discussion questions per video. Probably 6, 7 in all. Make sure you can put them all on one piece of paper. That's fine. But make sure you turn those in to me on either Tuesday or Thursday, depending on your class. And that way I know you've watched the video and I know you understand it. With that being said, let's get to the end of Chapter 2. Looking forward to seeing y'all on either Tuesday or Thursday. And let's get started. So as I said in the introduction, we finished up in Chapter 2 when we were in class last with competitive advantage. Now we're still going with a marketing plan and a strategic plan. But after you understand your competitive advantage, now what we're looking at is we're looking at what our marketing objectives are. And a marketing objectives is just that. It's a statement of what we're trying to accomplish. It should be realistic, measurable, time specific, and compared to a benchmark. Now, what I always say is an objective should be SMART, S-M-A-R-T. Specific, measurable, relevant, actionable, relevant, and time-bound. S-M-A-R-T, SMART. And that's definitely a marketing objective. Oftentimes, marketing objectives have numbers involved with them. Share growth, revenue growth, or something like that. The other thing that's most important with a marketing plan is your target market. Now, as I said at the beginning of class, way back when, about a week and a half ago, I said everything in marketing starts with who are you going to do what to? Well, that who is your target market and your target market strategy. Now, you could be like Coca-Cola and you could have the world as your target market. Everybody drinks Coca-Cola, from old to young to very wealthy to not very wealthy. Everybody drinks Coca-Cola. So really, Coca-Cola has a broad, what we would call a worldwide target market. However, other people have smaller target markets. Your target market could be millennials. It could be Generation Z. It could be high income. For instance, you look at Lexus. Their target market is high. They target based on high income. You look at Hyundai. They target based on low income. You look at Walmart. Walmart's target market is lower to middle class income people. So segments and target market segments are just groups with similar characteristics. Those characteristics, and we're going to get into this later, but those characteristics could be age, they could be race, religion, income, psychographic, what you like, your hobbies, etc. For instance, Jeep. Jeep has a very specific target market for those. It's almost a brotherhood of those people that buy Jeep. So target market is also, you can appeal, like I said, with Coke to one market, or you can concentrate on one market segment, all depending on what you want to do. You can also have different products for different market segments. Look at General Motors. General Motors comes out with a Cadillac that's targeted for very high-end older boomers and greatest generation. They also, though, have the Corvette, which is targeted at very younger people, sports car enthusiasts, etc. So you get multiple products for multiple target markets. And then finally, what's key and what we're going to talk about this whole semester is the 4 P's of marketing, often called the marketing mix. The marketing mix and the 4 P's are promotion, price, product, and place or distribution. So when you're looking at your marketing strategy, you got to look at what product or service am I going to offer, at what price, how am I going to promote it, and how am I going to distribute it? How am I going to get it to my customer? Am I going to distribute it online? Am I going to distribute it through a retail establishment, etc.? So product is the starting part of the marketing mix. The product can have services with it, or the product can be a standalone and then other services. For instance, a standalone product is a cell phone. The service is what you get from Verizon. Or you could have a product that has services with it. Drawing a blank right now. Product that has the built-in service. Oh, I can tell you that. That would be, I don't know. Anyways, you get the idea. Place involves physical distribution and how you're going to get there. So a place could be, all right, I'm going to go direct from manufacturer right to the consumer, which might be a farmer's market or a fruit stand. You could go direct from the manufacturer right to the retail establishment, right to the consumer, which might be Wegmans macaroni and cheese, or might be some produce. You could go from a manufacturer to a distributor to a retailer to a consumer, which might be Kraft macaroni and cheese, which goes from the manufacturer to a big warehouse. The warehouse then sends it to Wegmans. Wegmans then goes to the distributor. So all of those are part of the place. And finally, promotion. Promotion includes any way you're going to communicate with the customer. Promotion could include direct mail. It could include an advertisement on TV. It could be a magazine ad. It could be a social media ad or a tweet or an Instagram ad. Any one of those can be part of the promotion. It also includes publicity and all types of those types of things. And then finally, price. Price is what you give up to get something. So if something costs $1, you're giving up something else that would be cost $1 to buy that. For instance, got this pen in my hand. If this pen costs $1 and this costs $1, I would be giving up this to buy this pen, or vice versa. I would buy this and give up buying this pen. So a price is what you give up to get something. And that's the most flexible of the 4 Ps. It's the easiest to change. Price is an important competitive weapon because oftentimes there's parity, product parity, etc. And people use price in order to set themselves apart. So steps involved in following up with the marketing plan. The first one is implementation. So you got this great plan and you've worked on it. Oftentimes when I was in industry, we'd work on a marketing plan and the plan might take us 3 months in order to put together. And then we start our implementation. And we see, is it working? Are we making our numbers? Are we doing the right thing? Are we getting new market share? Are we getting new customers, etc.? We're evaluating it and controlling it. So we're evaluating, are we getting it? Is it working? And what are we doing to control it? Or do we have to tweak it? So control is gauges to which the marketing objectives have been met. And evaluation is also those gauge. So then you follow up with a marketing audit. And those audits you get every month because the management is looking at you and saying, am I making my numbers? Remember, marketing people is all about driving revenue. And so it's very easy to tell whether your marketing plan is working or not. Are you driving revenue? Are you gaining share? Are you getting new customers? Are you developing new markets, etc.? So you have a marketing plan, audit, and follow-up. And oftentimes, because of a marketing plan, it might take a while. You might not get all of your numbers now. It might take a while. But eventually, you got to make your numbers. And then finally, your post-audit, your tasks, recommendations to tweak the program if you're not making it, recommendations to add on to the program if you are, all the types of things that you're doing in that audit to ensure that we're making it, we're on track. Just because you might not be making your numbers in the first few months after a marketing plan doesn't mean you have to scrap the whole thing. What you might want to do is a post-audit task or some other audit task to make sure that you are tweaking it and having things in place so that you do make it in the future. Also, with regards to those audits and all those audit tasks, you got to have somebody who's responsible for it. You got to have someone to take on the action items. So, as promised, here is the discussion questions for the end of this particular video. That's going to conclude this video. Please make sure that you type out these discussion question answers and give them to me when I see you either on Tuesday or when I see you on Thursday. We are going to continue with our online content with another video on ethics, and that will be coming up next.